everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is episode 73, and this is a series where we get to talk about and touch base upon various mythological creatures, beast beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying that I'm not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything along the way, I apologize in advance. I do try my best. Now, today, per request, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Japanese Oni. And so the Oni, you can kind of almost think of them because they've been described as being similar, though not exactly the same, as a variety of other entities from all over, including demons, ogres, orcs, trolls, and yokai. But the Oni actually comes from Japanese folklore, and they are these entities that live in either caves or somewhere deep, deep into the mountain ranges. They are known to have superhuman strength. They potentially can control thunder and lightning and other forces like that. Originally, they were thought of as evil by nature and had a way of manifesting some of this in their interest and joy of either cannibalism or murder of humankind. They are also often described as being these hulking giant creatures with either one or two horns upon their heads, massive teeth. They are sometimes, not always, but sometimes described as even having a third eye on the middle of their forehead. Their coloring of their flesh varies dramatically from being black, red, blue, yellow. Again, these very non-human looks to them. And again, more often than not, they're described as wearing loincloths. The male versions, which are the most common ones, are described as having loincloths, usually of tiger skin, that they wear, and carry a particular type of club. Let me see if club. Oh my goodness, I can't speak right now. Club as their weapon of choice, and that would be, if I pronounce it correctly, kanabo. Again, it's a big club made of iron that they would use as their bludgeoning weapon. They have either 3 or up to 6 digits or fingers and toes upon them, each having some kind of claw-like ending to them. And the interesting thing about the Oni is, even as monstrous in appearance as their true form is, they do have the ability to shapeshift, so they can appear at least in a more trustworthy form and approach their soon-to-be victims. As I mentioned a little earlier, they can be either male or female. Females are usually termed as Meyuba. Hopefully I pronounced that even remotely close to the correct thing. But predominantly Oni are male. And you'll see that a lot in the legends and stories that incorporate Oni. They, interestingly, are not always associated with evil or vile acts. Sometimes they even have links to good fortune and wealth, but in the older lore, they are deemed as more darker forces and things to be avoided. It was in the Heian period, oh, I know I'm messing that one up, where the legend kind of originated from, and it wasn't until years and years later, due to a particular story where the Oni became popularized and started being depicted in images and paintings. And over time, I guess the interest in the Oni has evolved and changed. And so nowadays, they've lost a lot of their wickedness and are actually viewed more as protective spirits, which is very interesting. They go from something that you have to avoid because they're going to hunt you down to something that will actually help you and protect you, as they are viewed more or less nowadays. And because of that, they are often some kind of relic or image or person or character of an Oni is a lead in a lot of Japanese parades for festivals, and they have also their images put on top of rooftops, kind of similar to gargoyles, again going to the fact that they are now have become these protective icons in lore and myth. So that's a little bit about the Oni. If you have any questions about this, there is a lot of material on them, and I could go in depth for ages, but because I'm trying to keep these short, those are the highlights. If you have anything you want to ask me in particular about them, just post them in the comments below, and the same goes for any mythology or fantasy books or writing. And always feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media. Until next time, everyone, Skål.